Hey folks, it's just a quick video on status update of OpenStudio. So basically, where are we, what's happening at OpenStudio? So currently the work is going on OpenStudio Tube section, the AI automation section. So basically that's the place where just given a prompt, we are going to create a list of the rules that we store in in our DB, and then allow the user to test those rules on particular set of like 100 or 200 real comments. And if they are performing well and if the user is satisfied, then it can enable them or automate them, and then we'll take those rules and start applying on the comments that we have, and accordingly user can approve or reject and all. So we will walk through that. And also there are like couple of sections that are added. You can see they're like minor things, just the placeholders for now, OpenStudio Voice and OpenStudio Resume. So the decent amount of work has been done on OpenStudio Voice. So basically what's the concept here is let's leveraging open models available out there, and fine-tuning it to the needs of ourselves, and dockerizing them and hosting it ourselves on GPU powered EC2 instances on AWS infrastructure. Like I said, like decent work is done, but what's holding me back is basically the cost of the inference and fine-tuning. It's a bit expensive, and so basically bit expensive in the sense fine-tuning, I don't think that's not a big concern. So what's expensive is the GPU powered instance, the EC2 that we need. So if we want to have an uptime of that instance, so per hour it's going to cost us like $1 some change. So basically around $30 per day. We'll have to have at least a capacity to withhold. So that's one thing. So looking for alternative ways, and let's see what can be done. And there's one more section, OpenStudio Resume. So it's basically nothing fancy. It's just a little bit of AI touch to the standard way of building resume. We'll walk through that as well and see just one example of how quickly we can also create a resume. And artifacts, that's a big one, so I don't want to talk about it. We'll see eventually as we progress. I'll definitely walk you through once we have something on that. Let's say rather than just talking about it. So let's see what's there in the OpenStudio Tube. Like I said, AI automation, and let's see like how what is that I was talking about. So in here it's just loading. Okay, you guys already saw this, just the channel content and all. I don't have any video, I think I've deleted them. So here is the AI automation section. This is the section that currently work is going on. So what is it that you can do here is basically you can see, so this is where we try to create a personal assistant for YouTube comments of particular user. So given the examples of the prompt, we'll just create the rule. So let's see an example. So I'm just going to select a few of them. So here you can just select whatever you want. Let me just select a few of them, or maybe let's see if we can select all and see how it's going to behave. It's just the these are like random examples, not like properly heavily tested and thought. So we will change this. So once we have the prompt of the user and is satisfied with the prompt that we should use to create a rules, so now we can just click on save. So what happens here once the save is clicked is basically we save this as a prompt and then leverage that prompt to create a list of rules into our DB and showcase that to the user. So let's see now what happens. So basically once I click on save, rules are saved, so that is the prompt is saved, and then still proper loading indicator for user experience is not added, just focusing on the core functionality. So it is just processing. So once it is processed, you will just see that profile is updated as a toast message. So we'll just wait for a couple of seconds and see if we see that toast message. So once we see that toast message, it's like we now we got this profile updated. So this indicates that rules are created. So for us to see the rules section, so basically instead of showcasing profile updated, it should just redirect and change the tab to again just the UI thing. Work is going on, so that is not a big thing for us. So if once we go to rule section now, like these are all the rules that are created based upon the prompt that user has entered. So you can see like what was the name of the rule that is created and the condition that we should act on it. So some are like categorized, some are like marking as a spam and then rejecting it, some you can see replying, and some to categorize and reply. And we have like multiple actions that can be applied on particular rule for a comment. And here it's basically to automate like when we process the comment, and if we hit this rule, so then should we automate that, then asking for user consent, that is this. And here we have a threads and comments. So basically comment threads, we have like a list of the replies for particular thread and all. So like should we process on whole thread level or just the comment level and all. So this is for that. So if it is toggled on, we will take into consideration of that. And also this is how like we populate the rules, or the user can add it manually as well, just like instead of, rather than using the prompt. And once we have those rules ready, this is where we should now load like let's say 100 or 200 of real comments below here, and then try to have like a bulk apply of the rules on these things, and showcase to the user how they're behaving. And if the user is satisfied, you can just enable or automate or whatever we saw in the previous tab. If it is not satisfied, you can just tweak or just update the action that needs to be performed for a particular rule. So that is this section. So a lot of work is there, and nothing is still in a position to be tested or something like that. So this is the update on Open Studio Tube, and here we are. And now let's have a look at the Open Studio resume. And like I said, it's not just a big deal, it's just a minimal thing. So let's navigate to Open Studio resume. Just clicking on Open Studio resume, it's just going to take us to the resume section. So basically what is this is just little bit of AI touch to create your standard professional resume that we see the templates, and make your work bit easier and also a little bit smarter. So let's see what's there here. So here, as soon as you open this section, you will showcase the welcome dialog to create a profile, or you can do it later, the dialog. So I have already seen that is storing in the local storage, so it's true. So we are not saying that welcome dialog, that's fine. And so let's just see the way to create a simple example. So if I start reading, click on create base resume. So you just select some role. Let's say I'm just entering some product engineer, and here we have like 3 ways to add a content for your resume. You once, like let's say if you have edited your profile and you have like work experience section, project section, skill section, and education section, we can load from there. I'll show you that section later, or you can just import from your existing resume, or you can create a blank resume. So let's give a try with the existing resume. So you can either just upload your resume or paste the content of your resume. So I have just taken the whole resume of mine from the LinkedIn. So this is the whole resume of mine. So let's just copy the text of it. Just you can just copy the text of your PDF. And now let's go to this resume section, and I'm just pasting the content of whatever has been copied there. So now once we copied the content from the old resume, so whatever the template that you have, and once you click on this create resume, so we are just going to use the resume text that we have provided, and segregate that into skill section, experience section, project section, education section, and then navigate the user, that is you, to the resume editor section. So that's where just the AI assistant and just a little bit of AI touch, and then preview of whatever the changes that you're making. You can just have a live preview of that, and once you're satisfied, you can just download and just use it for yourself. Okay, so now you saw that was the text that we copied, and this is what the resume that is created for us. And now this is like bit left side is kind of like little bit of editor helper for you, and right side is the preview that you can see. Okay, so it's just a simple one. And here this is like manual way for you to edit. So basic info, if it's something is not good, you can just update. So let's say I'm just adding here my website. So let me just add. Okay, and you should see the changes reflecting on the right side in real time. I mean, just small state management changes. And this is how you can just update your things. And here the work section, whatever has been populated, you can just check. And if something is not good, and if you wanted to add more points, here we have like for each of the point of the experience, either you can apply some AI prompting and also make it more impactful, shorter, lengthier, whatever. And if you don't have points, you can just write points with it, and just write 3 points with it. So let's say I'm just trying to test, I'm not adding here. So when you just click on generate, like write 3 points without providing context. So this has given you this suggestions. So either you can leverage this, like either you can accept this or just reject this. If you accept this, then this will be applied to this the right hand side, the resume section, and then that will be added there, and you will see that reflection. So like let's say if I wanted to add this one, so you should see here, yeah, develop scalable and all. And if I just add, so I'm just adding, let's see, yeah, you can see this points are added. And this is the little help of the AI that you can leverage and accordingly improve your resume and all. Okay, so yeah, you can just add more experience section, or you can import from your profile if you added initially in the profile section. So the two ways, you can just delete, just run regular stuff. And same thing to the project section, just the similar thing, whatever you saw for work. We have the project name, live URL if you have deployed it somewhere, the GitHub URL, and the date from which it is started, and the key points of the features, and just same the component for prompting to improve it. You can add your own point if you wanted to add it more and more, or you can delete if there are two verbose, and just edit. And also here the technologies, you can add as many as you want, or you can just delete. So this is just the project section. And education section, same thing. So GPA, standard stuff that normally we see in our resumes whenever we are creating one, respective to that section. So for education, you need institution, location, degree, the field of study, so computer science or whatever, the stuff, and the date, CGPA, any achievements that you have, something like that you can just create. And if it's something is not relevant, you can just delete that. And skills, here on the top you see we normally add some category, and then the entries, the skill for that respective category, and that is what this exactly is. You can just add a skill, or you can delete. So let's let's say I don't want this, so I can just delete that and just add it like this. And here we have the layout section. So we have default 2 layouts, that's the standard, and I don't want to complicate things. So here you can change this one to compact layout, this is the default one, or to the default layout. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like if we change this to this layout, and if you want this compact layout, this is how it's going to look. And here it's a pretty standard settings that we can apply, the font size, and if there is any bigger font size that you want, and the gap between the sections and all those things, header, this pretty much a little bit of styling, cosmetic changes here. This is like layout settings that you can adjust here. Okay, that is this thing. So yeah, and now let's talk about interesting thing, the assistant that is we have. So basically what it does is, basically you can just talk to your resume. It's like basically a tool function calling to the OpenAI has, and leverage directly editing of your resume using an assistant, like we normally see cursors and all for editor, whatever we are using these days. So let's say now, let me just ask some question. My work experience section is to verbose, can you just make 3 points for first experience? Okay, so let's see how it's going to behave. So basically now it should understand we are talking about the experience section. Yeah, you can see now. Yep, it should understand we are talking about the experience section, and accordingly call the respective tool and give us the suggestion. So, and this is what I was talking about, first experience section. This is what we have, and I asked it to create just 3 points for me, and this is what it has created. And if we like this, we can just accept or reject this. So let me just click on accept, and you can see that it has just updated to 3 points. Okay, this is how you can just play with it and accordingly tweak to the needs of yourselves, and play with experience section, project section, education section, and skills section. And you can do a lot of things like this. I've just showcased you one example, and let's say, and we have here resume. So let me just collapse this one, resume score analysis as well. So it's just the prompting call based upon standard prompt, and leverage the content of a resume, and based upon certain criteria calculate the score, how it's standing, and give you overall analysis, and give you better idea on way to focus to improve your resume and all. Okay, this is how it's going to showcase, and you can just accordingly improve on this. All right, so this is the editing part and the assistance for this and all you can do on this stuff. And now I wanted to talk about and one interesting thing is you need to save once you're done making changes, and only then it will be stored in a database, or else it will not be stored, and whatever the changes that you made, it will be erased. So that's one important point. And here you can download resume or cover letter. So cover letter, I'll talk about what is that. So now let's just click on download. So it should just download this resume, and whatever the view that you had in the right hand side, that's exactly how it's going to download it for you, and then you can just share it to whatever the people you wanted to. Okay, so now let's go back, and we have saved this, and let me just all right, so we have saved, so no need to worry about that. So here there's one more section, tailored resume, as I think that's a little bit of interesting. So basically we try to apply to as many interesting jobs as possible for which are in our domain, and we wanted to like tailor to the job descriptions of it, and make sure the resume is relevant to the job that we are applying for. Okay, so that is the tailored resume section. So let's see what is that I'm talking about. So here this is where you can edit on top of your base resume. So this is the product engineer base resume which we just created above, and here you can just copy and paste the job description of whatever you wanted to apply to. So let me just take some random job description. So I'm just going to some job posted section. So let's say, let me take, let's take some, let's choose this one, and okay, so we are in now, and here is the role and the qualification and the tech stack that we want. So let's just copy this thing. So about the role, qualification, and tech stack, and I'm just going to use this and apply this one to our job description. Okay, and either there are two options. You can just copy your base resume and apply a job description to it, or use the content in your assistant and then provide that as a context and talk to it and make changes accordingly. Okay, so I'm just going to use this tailor with AI. So once we have this job description ready, let's try to create a resume. So this is just going to process it. So basically what we do normally manually, what we do, just analyze job description and then accordingly fetch the requirements and format it to the resume that we are going to create, and create the tailoring resume content accordingly. So not all the times the AI might catch it, so it might give you just a base resume as you have provided, but we can use the description as the context and then edit accordingly, and accordingly it will finalize the resume and then it is going to create that resume for us. Okay, so now let's once it has created, it is going to take us to the editor section which we just saw before. So this is the thing. So now we know that this is the targeting job we are trying to apply to. So this is what the description that we have. So you can either just use this job description like this, copy it. Okay, sometimes the context is not injected. So let's say you wanted to make it tailor it accordingly. So this is the job description and tailor my resume accordingly. First let's focus on the skills section. Okay, so I just pasted on all of this description, and let's see now how it's going to behave. Ideally it should help us with the skills section. So now you see directly it's focusing on skill section. So on this job description we saw it is having like Swift plus Swift UI, Express, TypeScript, and AWS infrastructure, MongoDB. And so going to this, we don't have that in our skill section. So like we said, to target on the skill section, and this is how it is going to help us, like suggested us to add this Swift, so that they will know that I'm bit experienced with the technology that they are using. Okay, so once you are good with this, you can just accept it, and on the right hand side you can see the Swift is added, and same applies for this. You can just click on accept and Swift UI, or if you don't like it, you can just reject it, and you can just manually add in our skill section, which I showcased you before, and this as well. So like this, we have like a specific tool calls for this sections, like skills. There's a tool call, experience. There's a tool call for projects. We have a AI tool call accordingly. It will help us edit that thing. So this is what I wanted to talk about, and this is like a simple, not that fancy, but I think it will be helpful. And now let's talk about sorry, I forgot about the cover letter. So cover letter, we know that is a job description, and now we wanted to write somehow the cover letter. So what I can do here is, once I click on this create cover letter, so we'll have this page thing created. So here you can write the prompt, which is optional if you wanted to customize it. So let me just try to generate with AI based on the job description. So it is going to draft the cover letter for me, and then I can use that and then upload this as my cover letter. So and this is how now we have this cover letter ready, and you can just download like we normally did the resume. So here on hovering this download, clicking on this download, you'll have this cover letter and resume. Yeah, that should be it for the cover letter. Okay, so this is how for specific job you can just tailor and edit this. I've not edited much in this, I've just showcased what you can do with it and accordingly leverage, and same goes with cover letter. And now if we just go back, so we need to save this. Like I said, it is not going to save with the changes. Now let's go back to this, the resume section, and now you should see the tailored resumes, one of the resume that we have created, and this is the thing that we have created. So yeah, this is a simple Open Studio resume, and I think mostly for students, or you can use this and create your resume and quickly draft your resume and make use of it, and expect some bugs. And also if you think this was like little bit helpful, then you can just show us support by giving a star at Open Studio Beta repo. If you think this is shit, we are open to your feedback, and please do open an issue at that repo, and accordingly we will take that into consideration and implement it and try to make it better and better with iterations that are going to come. Okay, so this is what like the change log, or whatever the name that we can give it to this, yeah, that I want to talk about in this video. Yeah, then and last one more thing that I wanted to add. So this is the status of Open Studio, and now next focus that I'm committed to make one build video for the channel, YouTube channel, and I'm committed to it. I'm not sure, like I wanted to focus, invest my efforts there and give you one build video. I'm not sure if it's going to be a big one, a smaller one, but definitely I'm going to make one, and once I am done with that, I'm going to release that build video along with the list of mini demo AI apps that I showcased you. I'm going to release that as well. So it's just a challenge to myself to not release that unless I make build video, just to push for myself. Yeah, those are the things that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's catch you sooner. Yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking, and see if I can leverage some of them to make this one better and better, and then shift back the focus to Open Studio and keep developing it. And that's the like bit of a plan of me. Let's see how it goes. Not let's see, let's make it happen. Thank you. See you guys. Bye bye.